Ladies und Gentlemen, herzlich willkommen zurück zu Lamplight City. Ja, ich habe mittlerweile herausgefunden, wo denn das tolle Menü ist. Es ist hier oben. Ja, wenn ich hier oben nämlich hingehe, dann erscheint hier einfach mal das Menü. Mit unserem tollen Notizbuch und ja, wir haben momentan keinen Fall. Das ist vollkommen richtig und das scheint unser Zuhause zu sein, würde ich mal sagen.
Pretty, but I'm glad I don't have a sense of smell anymore.
Ja.
Wouldn't you say it's time for a change of clothes, Miles? You've been wearing that coat for who knows how long.
So? Addie gave it to me. Besides, it gives me character.
Right. Brooding detective in a long black coat. That's never been seen before.
What are you talking about, Bill?
Never mind. I'm certain a permanent indentation in the shape of your rear is starting to form on that thing. Remember before you started taking that medicine and you could actually read a book for more than 10 minutes before falling asleep? You were a lot more fun to talk to back then. I always liked that self-portrait of Adelaide's mother, even if the eyes do always follow you around the room.
Ja, das ist zum Glück überhaupt nicht creepy.
Pretty, but I'm glad I don't have a sense of smell anymore. Don't worry, Miles. I don't watch when you and Adelaide are having your private time.
It would be nice if you didn't spend the whole time humming.
I thought you appreciated some romantic music.
Der Typ hat echt ein Problem.
Cozy little winter getaway. That would be a welcome change from the winters in this city. Miles, care to explain what you're doing?
Just checking to make sure everything that needs to be in here still is.
Right. If you start taking that stuff during the day, you're really going to have problems. Adelaide's mother certainly enjoyed pressing flowers. Do you suppose she does more of it now that she's retired? Ha, that poster brings back some memories. That's from around the time you two met, isn't it?
Yes, back when Addie was singing at the Angel.
It's admirable just how organized Adelaide is. Maybe someday the same can be said about you.
Wir gehen mal raus.
Well, look who's awake. Ready to rejoin the living?
Very much so.
You were talking in your sleep again.
Did I say anything interesting?
Do you ever?
You have to admit, she's got you there.
How are you feeling?
A touch groggy. I think I took a bit too much of the soporific last night.
That's what I thought. When you went for your after-lunch nap, you'd barely gotten breakfast down. I saved you some bread and cheese if you're hungry.
Thank you, but I haven't got much of an appetite.
You really should regulate your doses more carefully, love. I'm sure dull senses and an empty stomach aren't much help to your work. By the way, a message arrived via courier for you this morning. I put it on the table along with today's newspaper.
Thank you, dear.
Aber bin ich denn noch Polizist oder bin ich jetzt schon ein Privatdetektiv? Man weiß es einfach nicht.
I always liked that painting. It's impossible to see that kind of scenery here in the city. It might do you some good to look in the mirror a bit more often, Miles. You remember how much time Adelaide had to spend convincing you to sit for this? At least these days, with ferrotype tech advancing the way it is, these portraits can be done in just a matter of minutes. How are your parents doing these days? It's been ages since you wrote them. Your book collection has always astonished me. Heaven help you if you ever decide to move. Adelaide's father certainly had an amazing life. Imagine being the personal barber to the Prime Minister and his family. The gossip and secrets he must have heard. That makes me wonder what old Mrs. Handbrook is up to these days.
Ja, das ist eine sehr gute Frage.
Building those model ships was a good way to pass the time between cases. Hopefully it'll be a while before you get enough time to build another one. It's been so long since you used that desk. Did you even notice when Adelaide got rid of the chair?
So viele Details.
Ah, the Havisham case. Our first time out as partners. First in a long line of successful cases. It's nice to have a memory of the good old days.
Das muss aber auch mega nervig sein, die ganze Zeit so eine Stimme im Kopf zu haben. Holy shit, ey. Gut, gucken wir mal nach der Zeitung. Ein Mordfall. Okay. Ach ja, und hier ist noch eine Nachricht für uns. Das sieht nach unserem ersten Fall aus, wenn ich das mal so sagen darf.
Upton says she's got a big case for me.
Does she go into any more detail than that?
No, but then you know Upton. Always on a need-to-know basis. Especially since she's been giving me these cases under the table.
To be fair, they haven't exactly been anything of note.
True, but she's still sticking her neck out for me. I can understand why she's so secretive about it.
I think she just misses having you around the station.
Poor Connie. With you quitting and me dying, she must be bored stiff at work.
Anyway, I'm supposed to meet her at the ruined coffee house. That can't be right.
It's not like Constance to make mistakes. She must have gotten in somehow.
Guess I'll head over there and see what she's got then.
Aha. Ich habe also gekündigt und ja, da mein Partner tot ist, kriegen wir so irgendwie unsere Fälle von der einen dazu gesteckt. Interessant. Ein großer Fall ist reingekommen, von dem ich glaube, dass er Sie interessiert. Treffen Sie mich im Ruined Coffee House, dann gebe ich Ihnen mehr Details. Unser erster Fall. Neben dem, dass wir natürlich immer noch den Mörder suchen, den Ladendieb. Ja, ich würde mal sagen, wir machen uns auf den Weg, ne? Was sollen wir noch hier rumgammeln? Auf geht's.
Enjoy your reading. I'll be back soon.
Don't work yourself too hard, dear.
Ui. Okay. Hier ist meine Wohnung und wir können bislang, ja, logischerweise nur hier unten hin zum Kaffeehaus. Okay. Let's do it.
Ah, Ruined Coffee House. Worst Java in Lamplight City, but there's no better place to overhear all the rumors and gossip in town. Just make sure you don't get too close to the other patrons. Discretion is never your forte.
Moment mal. Der Sound war gerade irgendwie ein bisschen mega laut, komischerweise. Jetzt ist er irgendwie gerade megamäßig leise wieder. Ja, wir lassen es mal so. So, wen haben wir denn hier? Hier mal ein Gast, hier mal ein Gast, hier mal ein Gast. Oh, oh, oh. Kurzer Ruckler, okay. Ah, hier haben wir unsere Kontaktperson, noch weitere Gäste. Aha.
Best avoid that one. He looks like he might tip over at any moment. Reminds me of when I was alive. Ah, good times. She's running back and forth at lightning speed. Clearly, she dips into the coffee supply. All that metal and tubing just to serve a hot cup of coffee? He and his friend are having quite the conversation. I bet it's really boring.
Was ist das denn?
Not much of a hurry to clean up in here, are they? He's missing his left arm below the elbow. How do you suppose that happened? Judging by the sooty apron, this man is either a metal worker, a chimney sweep, or just really lazy when it comes to washing. Just one of many patrons contributing to the oppressive thug in here. Give me an old-fashioned tea kettle any day. Seems like they have a little something for everyone in here. The specialty house brews. These are definitely not coffee.
Waren die beiden hier zufällig immer mal wieder einen saufen?
A young woman holding a guitar. Completely the wrong way, I might add. Asleep at a coffee house. One of life's little ironies. If this is how they store their coffee beans, it's probably a better idea to ask for tea. Self-Portrait as a Desperate Man by B. Calvert. A bit like looking in the mirror, isn't it, Miles? Dr. Tennyson's Vigor Pills. Absolutely guaranteed to restore vitality, youth, and vigor or your money back. For use by men only. These things seem to have had a spike in popularity recently. What a cheery reminder of everyone's impending death. That whole thing about the man in the black robe, complete lie, by the way. Nice seaside landscape. Definitely a stark contrast to the ambiance in here.
Okay, ich würde mal sagen, wir sprechen mal hier mit unserer Kontaktperson. Was gibt es denn für einen Fall?
If it isn't my old friend, up to no good.
Hello, Fordham. It's good to see you.
How did you get them to let you in here?
It's rather simple, really. The owner and I have an understanding. He pretends women are allowed in coffee houses, and I don't report his unsavory business practices to Chief Snelling.
Sounds like a good deal. What sort of unsavory business practices are we talking about?
Oh, we haven't got time to get into that now. But take some advice. Don't order anything that isn't water.
I got your message. What's going on?
It's time for you to join the big boys again, Fordham. Your days of finding lost cats are over.
So stop teasing me and tell me what it is already.
Do you know Madame Laura Dupre?
Laura Dupre. She's one of those Gascon Grand Dames, isn't she?
That's right. I'm surprised you've heard of her. I didn't think you cared about those types of people.
I don't, but Adelaide has several of them as clients. She gets paid to pretend to care about their lives, and I get to hear the sordid details.
Madame Dupre died the day before yesterday. Her funeral was held this morning.
My condolences.
But halfway through the service, the mourners heard a loud knocking coming from inside her coffin.
She wasn't dead?
Apparently not. Nearly interred alive, although her doctor swears she had no pulse. Dupre's son Andrew was quick to suspect foul play. He accused a man named Albert Martin, and the police arrested him.
So where do I come in? Sounds like the case has already been solved.
I strongly suspect that Martin is innocent, especially considering the talk of him having used black magic on Dupre. The police feel they have enough evidence to convict, so they're not bothering to investigate any further. You're going to look into it and see if I'm right, then find the person who was really behind this.
Tja. Das könnte ein bisschen kompliziert werden.
Has Madame Dupre recovered from her ordeal?
I'm afraid not. Apparently she's been catatonic since they pulled her out of the coffin.
How unfortunate.
If you'd like to question Mr. Martin, he's being held at the Bow Street Jail. Or you could take a look around his house. It's at 451 Compton Street in Worcester.
And the Dupre home?
That's at Emmeline and Comtesse, right across from the old Angeline convent. It's also possible you might run into the police during your investigation, since they're technically still on the case.
Thanks for the warning.
Gibt es da nicht irgend so eine
Was there anything you wanted
komische...
to talk about before you get started?
Ja, gibt es da nicht irgendwie so eine Droge, die quasi genau das macht, einen tot aussehen lässt oder irgend so ein Medikament oder so? Ich meine, ich habe da mal was gehört.
Yes, actually, I had a couple of questions.
Let's hear them then.
Erstmal über sie selbst.
How are things going with you?
Work is hectic as usual, and I'm spending my day off in here. But considering my home life is still a shambles, maybe this is the best place to be.
I'm truly sorry about that.
Don't be ridiculous. If it hadn't been for you, I'd still be chained to that philandering bastard. It hasn't been easy, but I'm much better off this way. Trust me. Anyway, work gives me something to focus on. I'm sure you can relate to that.
Yes, and I'm grateful to you for getting me these case leads. I know you're taking a risk to do it.
It's the least I can do. How about you? How's Adelaide?
She's fine, although things between us could be improved, if I'm being honest. The less said about it right now, the better, I think.
I'm sorry to hear that. You can talk to me about it if you need to, although I'm probably not the best person to ask for relationship advice.
Don't suppose there have been any developments regarding Bill's murder?
Unfortunately not. The department hasn't exactly been focusing on that case as a priority. The general attitude is that it was an accident. Bill died an honorable death in the line of duty.
Would have been nice if they bothered saying that at the funeral.
And of course there are still those who blame you for his death, Snelling being the first and foremost.
But the man who really caused Bill's death is still out there.
Yes, I know, but it looks like you're on your own if you want to find him. My hands are tied. I can only ask around so much before the higher-ups get suspicious. Just don't give up. New Britannia may be a big city, but the criminal world is surprisingly close-knit. If you find any connections or leads during your other cases, be sure and let me know. I'll do the same if I find anything out.
See, she has a priority straight. You could learn a lot from Upton.
I wanted to go over the case with you.
Okay, what have you got?
What do you know about Madame Dupre?
Only what I've read about her in the paper. She's been married thrice, which I can empathize with, and she's extremely rich, which I can't.
What makes you think this Martin fellow is innocent?
The fact that the only evidence is the word of Dupre's son. I've seen this sort of thing thousands of times, and I'm sure you did too. They're just looking for a scapegoat. You're the only person I know who can put it right.
Upton's intentions are noble, but she has to realize this is just a drop in the ocean.
That's enough about the case for now.
Okay,
That's it, I think.
then you'd better get back to it.
Well, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to help you find the flower shop burglar, but I suppose freeing an innocent man is a worthy diversion.
Ja, das könnte man in der Tat so sagen. Ich würde mal sagen, wir machen uns auch gleich auf den Weg. So, wo können wir denn überall hingehen? Wir könnten zum Dupré-Herrenhaus. Wir könnten zum Kerker und den Typen befragen. Oder wir könnten mal heimlich versuchen, bei seinem Zuhause einzusteigen. Ich würde mal sagen, wir schauen erstmal beim Tatort vorbei. Das wäre dann das Dupré-Herrenhaus. Danach werde ich mich mal mit dem Typen unterhalten und zu guter Letzt werden wir sein Zuhause untersuchen. So würde ich mal an die Sache herangehen. Wir reisen mal zum Dupré-Herrenhaus.
You are aware this is private property, sir?
Yes, I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator. I'm looking into the incident involving Madame Dupre. I assume this is she?
You assume correctly, Mr. Fordham. My apologies, but I thought the police had already made an arrest.
That's right, but there's still some doubt as to the man's guilt. May I ask your name, sir?
I am Dr. Fellows, Madame Dupre's private physician. I'm afraid she's in no state to be answering questions at present.
Are any other members of the family home?
Her son, Mr. Montgomery, is in the entrance hall. I had to give him a mild sedative to settle his nerves, but he should be all right to converse.
Then if you don't mind, I'll have a look around.
Okay. Okay. Ein bisschen Rumgelänge, jetzt geht's hier wieder.
This fountain probably looked nicer when it was working, but right now it's just a breeding ground for mosquitoes. With her vast sums of wealth, Madame Dupre could probably feed a starving family for the next 30 years. Instead, she uses the money to keep her hedges trimmed.
Muss ja auch mal gemacht werden.
With her vast sums of wealth, Madame Dupre... Instead... Her eyes are glazed over, and she's got a vacant, expressionless stare. She seems completely oblivious to her surroundings. If we didn't know she'd been buried alive, I'd say she was just exhibiting the typical symptoms of your average rich person.
Doctor, may I ask you a few questions?
Please be my guest.
So. Dieser Typ hat ja angeblich den Tod festgestellt.
How long have you been Madame Dupre's private physician?
5 years, and I've been practicing medicine for the past 30. I still spend a couple of days a week treating patients at Riverview Asylum.
Oh, good. Maybe if you're lucky, he could be your doctor someday.
30 years is quite a long time. You must have seen some incredible advances in the field of medicine.
I have, yes. I can only wonder how things will change with all this talk of ethericity. There's speculation it can be used to restore necrotic tissue and instantly heal broken bones, among other things. If you ask me, a good bloodletting will never go out of fashion.
Tell me about Madame Dupre.
She is a great woman and a pillar of the community. I cannot imagine why something like this could happen to her, or how someone could be capable of such a barbaric feat. Though this ordeal has been terrible, I am confident she will overcome. The power of her physical constitution is surpassed only by her strength of character.
Do you think he'd say the same things if he wasn't on her payroll? I highly doubt it.
What were the circumstances surrounding Madame Dupre's supposed death?
Her son, Andrew, sent for me a few days ago after finding her unconscious and unresponsive. As I was unable to detect a pulse or breath, I had no other recourse but to declare her deceased. I judged that Madame Dupre had likely suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. It was most shocking to be proven wrong at a funeral.
I can imagine. Where was the funeral held, by the way?
St. Denis Cemetery. Madame Dupre wished to be interred in the tomb of her father's family, name of Chesterton.
Perhaps I'll go have a look.
Okay. Damit haben wir wohl einen weiteren Ort freigeschaltet. Der Sohn hat sie also gefunden. So.
Did you examine Madame Dupre after she reanimated?
Of course. Physically, she appeared to be in fine health aside from minor dehydration. I found no marks or bruising on her body. Mentally is a different story, however. She's remained in an unresponsive state ever since.
Do you have any opinions on what caused Madame Dupre to appear dead?
The most likely cause I can imagine is some sort of poison or toxin.
What leads you to believe Madame Dupre was poisoned?
The symptoms she experienced were consistent with prior cases of poisoning I've studied. And didn't the young man arrested have ties to some kind of black magic cult? There have been reported cases of these practitioners using poisons to make people appear dead, then commanding them to do their bidding. I recall reading about a man in the West Indies who was given tetrodotoxin, that's the toxic secretion from a pufferfish, declared dead and buried. He appeared alive in his village some 20 years later.
Doesn't that seem a bit far-fetched to you, Doctor?
Facts are facts, Mr. Fordham. Surely someone in your line of work can appreciate that.
Those are all the questions I've got for now.
I hope I answered them adequately.
Ja. Das mit dem Gift habe ich ja auch schon vermutet. Das wird es dann wohl auch sein. Ich würde mal sagen, wir gehen rein und reden mit dem Sohn. Der hat sie immerhin gefunden. Schauen wir mal.
Oh, hello. Are you the new servant?
No, I'm Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator looking into your mother's attempted murder.
How did you know I was her son? Oh, of course. You must have sensed it with your detective's intuition. I should have guessed by that giant head of yours.
Are you feeling all right, Mr. Montgomery?
Yes, I'm fine. Much better than when those pesky police officers were snooping around earlier. But I like you, Mr. Fordham. I can already tell you're not like them. Not like them at all. Please, call me Andrew.
Yes, well, I'll have a look around, and I may need to ask you some questions. Do you think you can handle that?
I can. In fact, I really look forward to it.
If the good doctor gave him a mild sedative, I'd hate to see what the stuff you take would have done to him.
Ja, gut. Der Typ war's. Safe. Habe ich gerade so beschlossen.
What a beautiful parrot. Must have cost the Dupreys a cool copper.
Ich könnte einfach so nach oben
Do you
gehen.
suppose that's for the bird? Or perhaps so the Duprey family members can get a good look at themselves on the way out of the house? Duprey looks like she's holding on to that poor bastard for dear life.
Gehen wir mal in die Küche. Wir schauen uns hier erstmal um. Hier gibt es doch bestimmt irgendwelche Hinweise. Ui. Ui. Okay.
Certainly no shortage of bowls or food preparation items around here. Some kind of water dispensing device, maybe? I was never very good at finding my way around the kitchen. Yeah, it looks like gumbo's on the menu tonight. I wonder how it compares with Upton's special recipe. It's times like these make me wish I could still eat. Judging by the amount of food this family probably eats, washing the dishes must take forever. Looks like the type of spices you'd use in a stew. Most likely paprika or turmeric. Nice variety of reds and oranges.
Aber interessant, dass die hier so eine gigantische Küche haben. Wer weiß, was es hier noch alles so für Gewürze gibt. Reden wir mal mit dem Diener.
Pardon me, miss.
What? Who are you?
I'm Miles Fordham. I'm investigating the attempted murder of Madame Dupre.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm very busy. I can't help you.
Do you know anything about what happened to Madame Dupre?
No, I don't. Please leave me to my work. I shouldn't be talking to you.
All right, I'm going.
Wieso ist sie so nervös?
Pardon me, miss.
I told you I'm very busy, and I'll get in trouble if I'm caught speaking to you.
All right, I'm going.
Okay. Ich gehe mal wieder in Zeitlupe. Also performancemäßig könnte da aber noch vielleicht mal ein Patch oder so kommen. Das Spiel ist relativ neu, ist glaube ich gerade mal erst so 2-3 Wochen alt oder so, aber irgendwie performance-technisch merkwürdig. Okay. Lassen wir sie da mal ein bisschen arbeiten. Wir gehen mal nach oben. Sie ist ja offensichtlich gerade hardcore im Stress. Tja, wer sucht, der findet. Ich könnte die Schubladen durchsuchen. Ich könnte hier noch hin.
Nice bouquet of roses. Although it would make things much easier if they were Easter lilies.
If only.
Ah, the Gascon docks. The artist definitely took some liberties. You can't see a single person getting stabbed. Must be nice being able to afford keeping your oil lamps lit during the daytime.
Der Typ hat ja gesagt, ich darf mich umsehen, ne? Hört ihr das? Ich teste mal.
This is always my favorite part of detective work.
Nothing inside but a bunch of extra doilies.
How disappointing. Maybe you should steal one, just to spite Madame Dupre for not giving us any good clues.
No, Bill.
You're no fun, Miles. Goodness, someone went overboard with the flowers. This brings back some memories, doesn't it?
Ones I'd rather forget.
Eine Pinzette?
The science of pharmacology. Yeah, I'm sure it's riveting stuff.
Das sieht ja hier schon ein bisschen verdächtig aus.
I can only wonder what sort of potions Andrew concocts in this thing.
Ach, das ist sein Arbeitszimmer, oder was?
These should be useful.
Erstmal mitgehen lassen, finde ich gut.
Dr. Tennyson's Vigor Pills. These would make a sloth act like a hummingbird. A gentle reminder that everyone's time is slowly running out. Decadent. Is this really the best that medical science has to offer? What in the ether is that thing supposed to be? Actually, I'd rather not know.
Okay. Was hat der Typ hier zusammengebraut?
It must be a nice place to sit and listen to music.
Mit Sicherheit.
Why would anyone need so many flowers in one room?
Perhaps it's to mask the odors of those chemicals on the workstation.
Could be. Oh, look. It's one of those new audio cylindergraphs. I can't quite wrap my head around how they can manage to get sound out of a wax cylinder.
Sollte ich daran herumspielen? Ich will ja keinen Krach machen und den jetzt irgendwie aufschrecken oder so.
I don't know much about art, but I see Madame Dupre and I at least have similar tastes.
Oh nein. Ausmachen. Sofort ausmachen. Warte mal. Liegt da was? Moment. Gehen wir mal grad wieder rein. Ne. Ja, gut. Schwierig. Gucken wir mal, was wir hier finden. Aha.
Whoever lives in this room really likes plants and flowers, don't they?
Das kann man wohl sagen.
I've never seen so many beauty products together in one place. Doesn't look like they get used much, though. Nice little cottage. Looks like it would make a nice cozy spot to retire. If I hadn't already retired from life, that is.
Eine Kiste.
Locked. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised.
Aber ich habe doch eine Pinzette.
Locked. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. They're all empty. How unusual.
not to mention disappointing. Well, someone's fancy. I never liked these types of beds much. They feel too claustrophobic.
I always thought they had a certain appeal myself.
Yes, you would think that about a bed that lets you shut out the rest of the world.
Wir schauen uns mal den letzten Raum an. Und dann werde ich mal mit dem Typen reden. Irgendwas ist hier doch bestimmt. Uiuiui.
Ooh, a fainting couch. You know, I always wanted one of these, but I never fainted enough to justify buying one. A much younger Madame Dupre. I suppose that's a nice alternative to a mirror. One of those melodramatic romances. I read it a while back, and I couldn't tell you a thing about it. Now that one sounds interesting. I was always a fan of Bedletter's short stories. Doesn't appear to be very brief if there's 2 volumes of it. I wonder if anyone outside the family would find this even remotely interesting. Doesn't appear to be very brief if there's 2 volumes of it. I wonder if anyone outside the family would find this even remotely interesting. Choice and consequence. Who in their right mind would write a book about that? I don't even want to know what that one's about. I read that one last year. If you ever wanted to know the intimate details of a buffalo's anatomy, I highly recommend it. You've got some huge bags under your eyes, Miles. Reminds me of the case we had on that strange train.
Don't remind me.
That's an old uniform, from the turn of the century by the look of it. This must be Madame Dupre's first husband. Kinda strange that she'd still keep his portrait in the bedroom.
Was ist hier passiert? Der Sohn kommt ja schon ein bisschen merkwürdig rüber, muss ich ja mal so sagen. Der hat doch irgendwie Dreck am Stecken, bestimmt. Oh Gott.
It would appear that Madame Dupre was taking music lessons.
Her current predicament has probably put an end to that venture, though.
Will mir das Spiel gerade sagen, dass ich das hier nachspielen muss? Okay. Hier war ein Buch.
Seems Madame Dupre fancies herself a poet.
Well, that was life-changing.
Oh,
Once in
ja.
my life, I'm completely speechless.
Then perhaps I should take this with me and read it more often. Nah.
Ich wollte schon sagen. Oh, ich habe eine Steam-Errungenschaft bekommen. Nicht den Beruf kündigen.
Let's see if there's anything in these drawers. Damn. Nothing but personal effects and more stationery.
Don't forget the first rule of detective work. If there's nothing useful inside, check underneath and between.
Ah, yes. Of course. Thanks for the reminder.
Now this is intriguing.
Oh. Ich werde dich kein weiteres Mal warnen, du ekelhafter... was? Mulattenstrolch? Bleib meiner Tochter und meinem Haus fern, oder ich töte dich eigenhändig. Meiner Tochter? Moment.
Nothing else of interest in there.
Ja, wie? Und dieser Zettel ist hier nicht... Ah, hier. Ich kann das mal warnen. Bleib meiner Tochter und meinem Haus fern oder ich töte dich eigenhändig. Meiner Tochter? Ist das eine Warnung an dem Typen, der gerade im Knast sitzt? Aber was für eine Tochter? Okay. Das mit dem Klavier werde ich jetzt gerade nicht ausprobieren. Weil ich möchte jetzt nicht hier so mega auffällig wirken. Ich weiß ja, dass wir uns es hier auch mit Leuten verscherzen können, wenn wir zu neugierig sind. Ich könnte mit dem Papagei reden. Warum nicht?
Who's a pretty bird?
Ray's a pretty bird.
Polly want a cracker?
No, thank you.
Pieces of 8?
Aye, matey.
Who's a pretty bird?
Ray's a pretty bird.
So long, birdie.
Bye-bye.
Wir gehen noch mal in die Küche und gucken mal, ob wir mit der Ollen jetzt reden können. Ansonsten werde ich mich mal mit dem Typen unterhalten. So, hätten wir jetzt vielleicht mal ein bisschen Zeit? Oder wie
Pardon
sieht
me,
das
miss.
aus?
I told you I'm very busy, and I'll get in trouble if I'm caught speaking to you.
All right, I'm going.
Okay. Dann unterhalten wir uns mal mit dem Sonnenschein, der da rumsitzt. Tochter. Wer könnte damit gemeint sein? Ich kann hier, glaube ich, also ich kann ja zwischen den Orten immer hin und her wechseln. Das heißt, das mit dem Klavier kann ich dann auch noch in der nächsten Aufnahmerunde ausprobieren, sage ich mal, wenn ich mir das quasi da noch aufschreibe. Gut, dann wollen wir mal mit ihm reden.
I have some questions for you.
Oh, goody.
Ja, super.
How do you typically spend your days, Mr. Montgomery? What are your interests?
Oh, a little of this and a little of that. Nothing as exciting as what you do, I'm sure. Ooh, tell me, do most bad people start crying when you catch them? I'll bet it's a laugh riot to see them sobbing away.
No, Mr. Montgomery, most of them don't.
Well, that's a real shame, isn't it?
That's a rather exotic bird you've got.
I like looking at him. He has such pretty colors, doesn't he?
That he does.
You know, I've always wondered what he might taste like. Is that bad, do you think?
I really couldn't say, Mr. Montgomery.
Der Typ hat eindeutig ein Problem.
What can you tell me about Madame Dupre?
She came back from the dead. I couldn't believe it. My mother, resurrected, just like Jesus.
Yes. I heard you're the one who accused Mr. Martin of the crime.
Oh, no, I already talked to the police about that. I don't want to think about it right now.
Thanks for your time.
No, thank you for yours.
This is ridiculous. He won't be of any use in this state. If it takes him as long to snap out of it as it takes you, we'll be waiting around here until noontime tomorrow. There has to be a way to bring him back to his senses. Maybe that quack outside knows something of use.
Ja. Der Typ steht so unter Drogen oder was auch immer, der hilft uns so gar nicht. An wen war diese Drohung gerichtet? An ihn hier? Oder an den Typen im Knast? Tja. Gut, hi. Ich muss da mal was nachfragen. Was ist denn das hier mit den Drogen?
Doctor, may I ask you a few questions?
Please be my guest.
May I ask exactly what kind of sedative you gave Andrew?
A simple tincture of laudanum. It's what I give all my nervous patients.
He seems a bit out of sorts.
Hot? Meat kettle.
It can have that effect, but it usually wears off in half a day or so.
Is there a way to bring him out of his condition sooner?
A stimulant would have the opposite effect, but I wouldn't recommend mixing the two. It could have potentially harmful effects on his heart.
Oh, of course. I wasn't planning on doing anything of the sort. I was just curious.
It's cute how you act like you have no experience in these matters. It's almost convincing.
Those are all the questions I've got for now.
I hope I answered them adequately.
Ja. Bewohner des Dupuis-Herrenhauses befragen, Albert Martin im Gefängnis befragen, Grabmal untersuchen. Aber wenn er mir hier nachher abspackt mit dem Herzanfall, das ist ja auch nicht so Sinn der Sache. Ich denke mal, ich bin hier erstmal fertig. Ich werde aber später wiederkommen. Ich denke mal, das kann ich. Sehr, sehr merkwürdig. Wir befragen als nächstes mal den angeblich Schuldigen.
Fordham? Is that you? You look like something the cat spat up.
Hello, Giles. It's lovely to see you, too.
What brings you around the jail? I thought you'd quit being a detective.
I'm looking to speak with Mr. Albert Martin.
Oh, I see. Well, that's him in the first cell there. I'd say what needs saying as quick as you can, though. He's headed for the gallows in the morning.
What? Already? But what about a trial?
No trial necessary when there's black magic involved. This little half-breed's already sealed his fate.
Such a charming fellow, isn't he?
Ach du heilige Scheiße, der soll morgen früh schon gehängt werden. Okay, dann habe ich natürlich keine wirkliche Zeit, den Typen da seinen Rausch ausschlafen zu lassen. Ja, wie es hier aber weitergeht und was wir aus dem angeblichen Schuldigen da rauskloppen können. Warte mal, er und vielleicht das Dienstmädchen? Naja, ich werd mal sehen, wie es hier weitergeht. Und ja, in der nächsten Folge reden wir dann mal mit dem Typen und schauen danach am besten mal beim Friedhof vorbei. Genau, da müssen wir auch noch hin. Mal gucken, wie es hier in diesem Fall weitergeht. Können wir hier den wahren Schuldigen finden oder ist der wahre Schuldige womöglich der Typ? Mal gucken, ob wir es in der nächsten Folge herausfinden werden. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen, haut rein, bis dann und ciao.